All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another week, another episode of the Always Chillin' podcast. Skinny D and the Sandman here in the barbershop once again. Not in too big of a hurry today because I have tomorrow off, Columbus Day / Indigenous Peoples Day. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. Seems kind of fucked up to celebrate both.
Just
pick one. It's contradictory.
I think everybody knows the truth.
You're not making
now.
everybody happy with that. You're making everybody mad.
You should know the truth by now.
Whether you like Columbus or not. Well, speaking of knowing the truth or not, I pulled up an article called 9 Reasons Christopher Columbus Was a Murderer, Tyrant, and Scoundrel.
Okay.
So we're gonna learn about it.
Sock it to him.
Because I'm kind of in the camp that he sucks. That he's not cool. But also, I mean, I don't know, what would the world be like
had he went the right way?
Without any of that.
Had he went the right way?
We'll talk about it. But I mean, shit would be different. Better or worse, I don't know. But
we don't know that.
could be way better. We might be.
I'm going for the better.
We might be in a utopia by now if Christopher Columbus.
I might not have been here, dog.
I
might have still been in Africa.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Flourishing. Yeah. All right.
Digging up diamonds and shit in my backyard.
Okay, so we're off to a bad start. Like I said, this is 9 reasons. So I don't know if they're in any particular order or if they get better or worse or what. But this first one, Columbus kidnapped a Carib woman. Carib, Carib. Like, does that mean Caribbean? Or maybe, I don't know.
Probably.
Never heard Carib.
Probably.
Sorry. Let us know.
I'm pretty sure Caribbean.
Columbus kidnapped a Carib woman and gave her to a crew member to rape. He said, "Here, you take this." This is like they kept diaries, on their ship. So this is like they just wrote it in their diaries about this lady that they kidnapped. When I took her to my cabin, she was naked, as was their custom. So they were just naked all the time, I guess. She was unwilling and treated me with her nails that I wished I had never begun. So we scratched her. Took a piece of rope and whipped her soundly. She let forth such incredible screams that you would not have believed your ears. God. Okay.
Savagery.
And like he wrote that. Like he's like, yeah, this is Tuesday, 9 p.m.
Pure savagery.
I just right before bed I like to do this. And he like no big deal. On Hispaniola, a crew member of Columbus's crew publicly cut off an Indian's ears to shock others into submission. Pretty cool. So they were cutting off people's ears.
Indian as in...
I don't know. It says Indian. I don't know. It just says Indian. I don't know. Hispaniola is where they were.
España, which would have been probably
in the
Spain.
It's between the Dominican Republic and Haiti.
Whoa.
It's an island, so
yes.
I don't know. This article's from Vox. I don't know if they say Indians. I don't know why. Columbus kidnapped and enslaved more than 1,000 people on that same island, Hispaniola. So he's a big slaver. Not really that cool. Not that cash money of you, Christopher Columbus. Columbus forced Indians to collect gold for him or else die. So
what if they're talking about Caribbean Indians?
Probably.
Yeah.
Must be. So forced Indians to collect gold for him or else die. So that's also slavery. Seems like the same thing. About 50,000 Indians committed mass suicide rather than comply. So that's not even like people like that were murdered directly. That's people that they committed suicide
or jumping off
rather than participate.
Probably poisoning themselves.
Yeah, let's see. Giving up, committed mass suicide. Ugh, okay. 56 years after Columbus's first voyage, only 500 out of 300,000 Indians remained on this island. There was 300,000 when he got there. There was 500 when he left.
Over 56 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty good. Well, I mean, 50,000 of them committed suicide, so you're already down to 250,000 there. So,
wow.
These are estimates, but they estimate that there were about 300,000 of them. 100,000 died in a 2-year period, 100,000 of them died. Half due to a mass suicide. In 1508, the population was down to 60,000. By 1548, it was estimated to be only 500.
That's probably why this island doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Understandably, some natives fled to the mountains to avoid the troops, only to have dogs set upon them by Columbus's men. It's fucked up. Columbus was also horrible to the Spanish people under his rule, so he wasn't even a good boss to the white folk, I guess. Let's see. He ordered at least a dozen Spaniards to be whipped in public, tied by the neck, and bound together at the feet for trading gold for food. How is trading gold for food a crime, Chris? I don't know. Different times.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
So we still in like the Caribbean.
Yeah.
He ain't even
came
this way yet. And created all that savagery already.
Settlers under Columbus sold 9 and 10-year-old girls into the sex trade.
Fucking chimos and shit.
Yikes. There are plenty of dealers who go about looking for girls. Those from 9 to 10 are now in demand.
Wow.
That's from one of their little entries, too. Indian slaves were beheaded when their Spanish captors couldn't be bothered to untie them.
What?
Oh, my God.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't understand that.
That's pretty.
They had them chained up, and they were like, instead of untying them, they needed the chains back, and instead of untying them, they figured it was easier.
Yeah, that's
to
the
chop
only
their
thing
heads off,
that's the only thing I can think of.
from what it seems. So, yeah, he kind of he sucks. That's not even anything about America. No, I mean, not that it matters or has to.
Yeah, it don't even matter now.
It's
we know what he did here. Then
it's horrible, no matter where it happened. But that's
Wow.
what an effect to have on the world, man.
To celebrate that.
Yeah,
stuff.
well, yeah, and then it's like to have hundreds of years later, people get the day off.
I mean, because what is the celebration? What the fuck are we supposed to do? Go kill motherfuckers and shit? What the fuck, yo?
Go discover
What are we
something,
supposed
man.
to do?
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought maybe it may be a state to state thing, but it's a federal.
It's a federal holiday.
Damn, I thought
Yeah,
they wanted it. I thought they changed that.
Well, yeah, so they're trying to change, or I guess, I don't know if they did change it to Indigenous Peoples Day or what,
people
but
are
it's
just-
like both are on the calendar. And at work, they're like, we get the day off for Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day, and it just seems disrespectful to celebrate both.
Yeah, especially if a motherfucker
Like celebrating both at the same time is worse than just celebrating Columbus Day, probably.
Yeah, man.
Like it's more disrespectful. It's kind of like salt in the wound, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
Make it like I don't know. Like, is replacing Columbus Day with it? Does that make it better, or should it be its own thing?
It should just be
Should
Indigenous.
they just get rid of Columbus Day and then pick a different day for Indigenous Peoples Day?
Get rid of Columbus Day, and Indigenous people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what day it would be.
Yeah, just
they can just pick
change
one.
the whole date and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't even
I agree with
associate it
that.
with Columbus Day.
I don't even associate it with it anymore. Yeah, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be dope.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, hard left turn.
Day off for that shit.
So your mom used to DJ.
Yeah, man.
And she does now still.
Still does.
Still
About to
does.
get back into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
About to get back into it.
How'd she start doing that? Have we talked about that?
I don't
we
know.
talked about your mom's
I don't know
journey,
if we have or
DJ
not.
journey. Let's do it, man. Let's get into it.
Well, I come from a musically inclined family, whether it was singing or playing instruments.
Mm-hmm.
So music was always a big part of my life. Family trips, especially, the music was like, that was important. You got to make sure you had all your tapes, that, you know what I mean, everything in line. And my grandfather, my dad's dad, and a couple other old guys back in about early 80s. I can't remember. I was so young. Probably I remember going in there about 84. It was a radio station called KBMT on about off of 27th and Pear Street. The house is still there because it's historical. They can't tear it down. It's a part of Black history in the hood over there. We'll drive through there one day. I'll let y'all check it out and shit. But anyway, first off, it was my dad. He had I think it was the late night show. We would go in there, I think about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. He would do his show, and we would leave, and it would be daytime. And his show was, I think it was probably about 5-6 hours, you know what I'm saying? So my mom, I guess she sees us going to do this, and while my dad's in the studio doing his show, I'm in the production room. You know, I'll take all the rap albums out and shit and go back in the production room, and I'll, you know, do my thing. That's how I learned to do my thing back there. Well, one night my mom comes with us. You know, it was real dope.
She liked it.
And she liked it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and my dad gave her a slot, man, and she's been doing that since probably about 84.
Dang.
Yeah, my mom's rocked clubs, parties. Man, she's in high demand. When people hear DJ Sweet D, they know she's gonna rock the party. You know, just a wide variety of music, just because of the my great grandparents traveling around in choirs and shit, and my mom then being in church from Wednesday to Wednesday. She just knew how to rock a party, man. So yeah, she about to get back into that shit. I'm looking forward to it.
So then it made sense for them to start like a club.
Yeah.
It was a club. It was like a bar or like a club type situation. You know what I mean?
Where she's going?
Like your parents' place, because it was like a restaurant at first. Right?
Yeah, my dad started out with restaurants,
and then
he kind of went to a nightclub, is what he used to call it. That's what.
Yeah, and then so your mom used to DJ.
She used to DJ. So did I.
Yeah.
But my mom probably DJ more than me.
Who's a better DJ?
I probably hand it to my mom, just because, you know, DJing, and I haven't DJed in so long. You know, I would have to look. You know, and I would really have to check my crates. I would really have to, you know, I would have to flip my albums out and which ain't nothing wrong with that. But my mom, she knew. She knew. I mean, that was the difference. That's, to me, that's the difference in DJing. You know your sound, you know your albums, you know your records.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
You just
man.
slap that motherfucker on and go to it. Bam, bam, bam. No flaws.
So
sweet.
Did you guys all like work at the nightclub? You know, like was your mom's DJ.
Yeah, it was a family thing.
Yeah, so like your mom's DJing, and what's everybody else doing?
I don't remember if there was any one time where. Well, yeah, obviously in
you
the
guys
beginning.
take turns, probably.
Yeah, we kind of rotated in and out. In the beginning, I would probably be in the kitchen, frying up the wings and the fries and the burgers and shit. My mom would probably be just walking around, maintaining shit, making sure everybody cool, making sure everybody comfortable. My dad would be doing the same, but he'd be behind the bar with one of my sisters. My other two sisters, they would have been too young. Maybe that's why. And then I would rotate to the DJ booth while and we would just I would be a bouncer at one time, or I would you know what I mean. A lot of times I'd be back in the walk-in smoking blunts and shit. But yeah, it was for sure a family thing.
What was your favorite spot? What was your favorite like role to work at? Was bouncing fun?
Yeah, because I saw shit.
So then, did you guys have security, or was it?
Yeah, we definitely had security.
Or was it just like you guys had to kick?
Nah, my dad had a lot of quite a few of them guys. They were prison guards and shit. And
people get rowdy in the nightclub.
Oh, man. Fuck yeah, couple because it was in the hood. Couple ex players, and most of them were prison guards. So we had security. Mainly, I just roam around. You know what I mean, fucking around and shit. I was young back then, so it was crazy because I saw shit. I saw.
Yeah, what kind of stuff? Get into it. Crack it open.
I saw people that I knew were married more than anything. Where maybe the husband ain't here tonight, but the wife's here tonight, and she over here getting fingered in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll tell you this one. This one right here, man. This story right here.
Corner, just in front of everybody.
I don't know if this man's alive anymore, so I ain't gonna say his name.
Okay.
I think he's passed away, but everybody knows him, so I ain't gonna say his name. But he was like the dude at the door. Like this dude was like, you wasn't fake ID. He knew you ain't getting in here. He was that guy, right? So, and I think he had a fake leg. He was in like World War II or something. But anyway, he's the last dude you would think that, you know, is being a player. You know what I'm saying? Old man Rob. You know what I mean? That's what we called him and
Old
shit,
man
right?
Rob.
So later on in the night, the bar's emptying out and shit, right? So the phone rings, and I happen to be behind the bar. At the time, I don't know how to mix drinks or nothing, so I don't fuck around. I don't know how to work the register or nothing, so I don't fuck around behind the bar, right? But I happen to be there. Yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? She said, is Rob there? And I'm like, yeah, he here.
Dang, what a time to be like. People are calling the bar and being like,
Oh, dog, that's a whole nother
like,
story
hey.
there. That's a whole nother story there. Keep that at the top of your mind, man. And for
Is
my other weird ass phone
is
call.
Mike Hawk there?
So I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? So I happen to
He's
just
over there fingering a girl in the corner.
that whole different dude.
Oh.
So I'm like, Pop, you know what I mean? Where old boy? And he's my dad's looking at me like, who is it? So I'm like, I don't know. So he's like, hang up. Blam. So I hang it up, right? Phone rings again. My dad answers.
And he's
So
like,
I'm like,
no, he's not.
so my dad gives me the phone. So I'm like, hello? And she says, is Rob there? So I look at my dad like, bro, you could have just did that. You know what I'm saying? So I hang up the phone. So I'm like, he's like, Rob went home. Call this number. I bet. I'm calling Rob, right? I'm calling Rob. You know, chick calling for Rob. I'm going to call Rob and let him know this chick just called you. All right? This is what I'm thinking of doing. So I called her number and shit. Ding. Hello? It's not Rob, right? So I'm like, yo, is Rob there? Yeah, hold on. Rob gets on the phone, right? What's up? So I think I'm being a G about it, right? So I'm like, yo, man, such and such just called here for you. You're supposed to call her back. He's like, just like that. All right, click. Hangs up on me, right? So I go back to, you know what I mean, doing my shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking phone rings again. Not even 2 seconds later, phone rings again, right? So I pick up the phone. What's happening? She said, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to be down there to shoot you and that motherfucking bitch.
What?
Yeah, man. I'm like, well, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And you know, I got to take this threat seriously.
Yeah. What do? You like call the cops or what?
Man, and I look over at my dad, and my dad got that cigarette.
You go to jail for that now. That's a mass shooting threat.
You know what I'm saying? But this, what was this? 90.
Back in the day when you could call a place.
95, 96.
You could call a place and tell them you're going to shoot it up before 9/11 ruined everything.
You know what I mean? So way before all that shit. So I'm like, shit, yo, Pop, what the fuck, man? Well, long story short, Rob is married. Rob is at home with his wife.
Yeah,
Rob's side piece calls the bar, and my dad has me call him as a joke.
Oh.
Yeah, man. I'm like, so I'm like, yo, I gotta go. Somebody coming to get me, right? So I leave.
Okay. So the lady that called back was Rob's wife.
Rob's side piece. The lady that
was going to shoot you and that
wife.
bitch was Rob's wife.
And the lady that
But
called.
the side piece was the one that called. Damn, why'd your dad do that?
I don't know. To this day, I don't know why he did that to me, man. Because that lady was on my ass, dog. She had gold teeth, man. That lady was on my ass.
Did she show up or?
Not that night. Because I left. But I was sitting on the steps. I used to sell weed on the steps outside there and shit. I used to put the weed up in the little gutter and shit right there. I used to have ounces lined up in that motherfucker. A whole nother story. But anyway, I'm sitting there and shit, and I got it.
Was your dad pissed about that or what?
Nah, he knew.
He what? He did?
Yeah, he knew. As
Shit.
long as I was doing it for myself, my dad was cool. As long as I wasn't like selling it for nobody else and giving them the money, he was a G with it. My dad was like,
don't get in the cartel, man.
my dad was my guy, man. But
okay, that makes sense.
I had the ounces up there and shit, so I couldn't run. I couldn't leave. You know, I had people there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's like, "There you are, you skinny motherfucker!" And she ran up
So
on
she
me,
knew
man.
it was you.
She knew it was me. She knew it was. She knew I was the son. I'm the son. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Oh my god!"
So she must be in there like a lot.
Yeah, she's in there a lot. I knew her. Yeah, that's what makes it so crazy.
Oh, you knew her.
Yeah, I knew the wife. She's in there a lot,
Okay,
all the time and shit. So I'm like, "Oh fuck, man!" So she ran up on me, man, put me in a headlock and shit, and she was like, "I'm just playing." Oh, yeah, now this old lady's taking a shot at me.
What?
Yeah, true story. She said, "I'm just playing." I was like, oh.
So she wasn't mad at Rob?
Nah, she wasn't. They must have worked that shit out or something, man.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Damn. So what other kind of phone calls you get?
Oh, man.
Yeah, you said don't even get me started, but I'm gonna.
One chick, she must have been in jail. And, like, people would call the bar all the time when they went to jail and shit. Shit, even me, when I go to jail, I knew my mom then was there. I wouldn't even call the house. I just called the bar.
Okay.
So if it happened to be like Friday, Saturday, busy night, you know what I mean? Is my mom there? You know what I mean?
Really?
So I happened to answer the call, you know.
The phone's right, and you got it. Did you have to like accept are those collect calls?
Yeah, those are collect calls.
So,
yeah, fuck.
so the
yeah,
bar's
bro.
just eating that. The bar's covering those collect calls, or what?
Yeah, it's my dad sometimes, you know, because they didn't know if it was me
That's not. Oh, that's
or one of my sisters. You know what I'm saying? Probably more me than back
so
then.
they're like, yeah, we'll take the charges.
Yeah,
and
we'll
then,
take
and
the
then they're
call.
just and then they're just glad it's
yeah,
not you.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got it.
yeah. Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah, lady, she was in jail, so I answered it, thinking, you know, maybe she's a family friend or something. You know what I'm saying? So I say, you know, hello. She's like, I'm in jail. You know, I'm like, okay, well, you know, I don't know you. So, you know, I don't, you know, if is there anybody that, you know, you would like me to relay a message to that, you know, that comes in here frequently? And she gave me a couple names. They sounded familiar. So she offered me some pussy.
How are you gonna
Over the phone,
How
man.
you gonna collect
in
on
jail?
that?
Yeah, and I was like, damn, well, what the fuck? Yeah, man.
You just go
Bar
get a
life, man.
You gonna just go get
Bar
a
life.
conjugal.
Nah. I played with her a little bit on the phone.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna be honest. With no intention of going and getting her.
well, I
out,
mean,
but
like, damn, what does she do if you buy her dinner, man? You know,
yeah. I mean,
you don't want nothing to do with that.
I think I had too many on my team back then.
You
I
don't
don't
want
know.
nothing to do with
But
that.
yeah, I entertained her a little bit. Yeah. I've seen women get, like, older women, man, get beat up in the parking lot butt naked. I seen a woman, man. I used to look at this woman like, ooh, she fine. She's so fine. And she must have been messing with another woman's man. And that woman did not fucking play. She beat her up so bad, dog. That lady didn't have a stitch of clothing on. Titties and ass everywhere in the parking lot. I've seen some of the coolest motherfuckers, man. I've seen dudes in there where I'm like, man, that's a cool ass motherfucker right there. Shoes nice, fit nice, man. He carrying himself, you know, but he get too full. And by the end of the night, you know what I mean? I might be outside smoking a blunt or having a Newport or something, and I see this dude bent over the fence with a piss stain all down his leg. You ain't cool to me no more, dog. I can't, you know what I mean? And I seen that shit, you know what I mean? And I'll see him the next weekend. Like, say I'm the only one that saw him and he got away with it, right? And he's back in the club the next weekend, and I'm just looking at him like, nah, you was moon out, piss all down your leg and shit, fucked up your gator boots and shit. Man, you ain't cool to me. I've seen so much shit in that fucking bar,
crazy.
dog. You would not believe it, man.
That's crazy.
You would not believe it.
That's crazy. So since last time we recorded, Nebraska won 2 games in a row
Hell yeah.
for the first time in 5 years or something.
Ooh, yeah.
It's fucking
I thought it was
crazy.
09.
Yeah. Well, I think it was 2 Big Ten games in a row.
2 Big Ten games.
for
Still.
the first time
Shit.
since 2018 or something.
2 milestones either way.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. And
It
now, this game this week with Purdue, it has like whoever wins that is going to be in like legit first place in the Big Ten West, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that just means everybody's bad. The Big Ten West standings, it's like a 6-way tie for first. Well, right now for like a little bit on Friday, we were on top because we were the only ones
Yeah,
that
there
had
was
played.
probably some changes made today.
Yeah, probably not anymore. It's probably tied again. But
Yeah, probably still tied.
I think we're tied with Purdue probably. But it's pretty cool, man. If he can win 3 games in a row, Scott Frost never did that.
Oh, I forgot to send you that shit. I don't know why I can't send you. There was rumors of Scott Frost on Arizona State.
I saw that.
campus,
Yeah, that's interesting.
Which
I didn't think he would. I don't think he'll get a head coach job next. I think he'll be like a coordinator.
Yeah, and like I said, some people just thrive as coordinators.
He'll go to like Nick Saban will hire him or something at Alabama, and he'll just come out the best coach.
Arizona's not a good fit. Arizona State is what the number one most partying is fucking campus.
Yeah,
it's not good
if
fit
half
for
the
you,
shit that was
Scott.
around here was cool.
It's not a good fit
if
for
half
you,
the shit
man.
going on the internet and stuff is true, then yeah, he don't need to be around any booze.
Yeah, you probably don't want to go down there.
Nah.
Yeah, 2 games in a row.
No, but Mickey Joseph is, I mean, he's making a case, man, because Lance Leipold and Matt Campbell, they both lost this week. So I don't know.
Man, let's talk about what the fuck
pendulum's
Oklahoma's
swinging.
collapse, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
well,
what the fuck do rankings mean anymore?
nothing.
Not a
Nothing.
goddamn
I mean, they never did.
thing.
But it's like, what does that make us? If like the team that blows us out gets blown out every single week they play, what does that make? What does that make us? But I do think that if we played Oklahoma again, like, what do you think? What do you think would have happened if after the Northwestern game, Scott Frost just fired Chenander, and then he promoted Bill Bush to defensive coordinator?
We're 3-1, easy.
Yeah, and then Scott's
That's
probably
easy.
keeps
That
he probably
rolled
keeps
off
his-
my tongue because it was that.
Yeah, he probably keeps his job.
Yeah. Who, Scott?
Yeah. If Scott does it, if like after the Northwestern game, Scott fires Chenander
Okay.
and promotes Bill Bush.
I like that.
Like, is Scott? Do you
I
think?
like that.
Do you think it's way different and he's still here? Because while Scott was here, the offense was pretty good. Like those first couple of weeks, the offense was firing pretty well.
Or do they still go get Mickey Joseph? Is hypothetically, are we still? Do we?
Yeah,
go-
yeah. Well, because he was here already
Okay,
at the beginning
he
of
was
the
already-
season. Yeah.
okay.
So he would still be here.
Oh yeah, it'd be totally different.
Yeah.
But
I think so. Yeah.
I think that whole
But I
shit
think-
was
I don't-
in the making. Because why do you go get a Mickey Joseph?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you go get a guy?
Yeah, but
like
I
that?
also he just gets the kids going. You know, they're just they're so excited.
I mean, in all sports, all across the board, I think even on most levels, from the pee-wees all the way up to the pro levels, you're gonna take upon your coaches, if not just a little bit of it, for those however many months your season lasts, you're gonna take upon his attitude.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point.
You're gonna take
right?
upon his swag because you see each other every day. He's talking. You know, he's the father figure or the uncle or whatever role he may be to these kids.
Mm-hmm.
You take upon that. You know what I mean? And if you standing there just,
Yeah.
you know, they see that. You know what I mean? They see when they're down 14-0 and you just ain't got nothing for them. Like, fuck, what do we do? You know what I mean? That's where you lose your team, you know, and then you get individual play out there, which is what we suffered from for the past.
Yeah, and this Rutgers game was kind of crazy because like the clock management. That's another one of those things that like you don't notice it.
It means
until,
something.
Like you don't really realize you're missing it until you see somebody do it right.
It means something.
Like the last couple drives of that game where he's letting the clock
clock management.
clock get all the way down to 1.
Try that shit on a PlayStation.
Calling timeouts to get like every single second he can out of the clock. Yeah, dude. I mean,
that was peer coaching.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was peer
my
coaching.
clock management ain't that. I lost it.
I lose games. Doing
Well,
that
dude,
shit.
I was about to say I actually lost a Madden game pretty bad today. The Dallas Cowboys fucking kicked my ass because of my clock
Bengals
management.
got me like
I had it was the worst beat I've had. I had to like it was one of those ones where I was just like I was sitting on my couch and like the final scores on the screen and I was just like,
Did I just?
dude,
I just lose?
it was right before it was right before we were doing this, so I just like I was playing it on my laptop in the living room, you know. So I just like shut the laptop. And I was like, I guess I'm gonna go fucking record. But I was I'm playing with the Eagles because I started. So I got Madden 23 because it's actually kind of different. Like the throwing,
it's definitely different.
the
It's
passing
definitely
and stuff, and the hard cuts you can do. Like I don't know if it's worth it, but it's kind of cool.
It's different.
It's kind of cool. It feels like I have more control over what's happening.
It's different.
I mean,
I'll say that.
I don't think I actually have more control over what's happening.
I feel like I'm throwing more interceptions than I
am
ever have. Like, what the fuck? So it ain't just
I'm
me.
throwing
like,
like
what the fuck?
I'm playing with the Eagles and I'm beating people like 35-10, but I'm throwing like 6 interceptions a game.
So it ain't just me.
Yeah. So, but the defense is really good. I'm doing like
and I had to look it up, and they was
I'm
like the
getting, like-
defense has been amped up on this.
I'm getting like 2 pick sixes a game,
yeah.
And
I'm averaging.
well, and I'm on like all Madden or whatever, so I don't know what
Yeah,
I don't
on
know what
top.
else I got to
Yeah,
do.
so
I
I'm like,
get
what else?
like every game I get two pick sixes at least, maybe a scoop and score, and then the L2 and you can do hard cuts and stuff.
Mhm.
Like I'm getting at least one punt return back.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm doing
Okay,
that a
yeah.
lot.
Like
lot more,
in
too.
the last Madden, I don't think I returned one punt for a touchdown. Because I'm not that good. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm more of a 2K guy myself.
Yeah. So that shit happened with Tua Tagovailoa. He went out, and I was like, oh, I got this new Madden. I'll start a franchise with the Dolphins, and I'll finish Tua's season, and they'll win a Super Bowl and shit. And because I have trouble picking a team because I don't really care about the NFL that much.
Yeah, right.
And I think the Dolphins are cool.
Raiders.
I just think they're cool. But I got about halfway through the season and I was getting my ass kicked and I was just like, I just don't like their playbook that much. So I was looking and I started one with the Eagles. And that's going pretty well, but
Eagles got a dope squad.
but yeah, so I was playing Dallas. I was like 5-0. I've had a couple nail
that's
biters.
a rivalry game too.
Yeah, I had a couple nail biters because, like I said, dude, I'm throwing like 4 or 5 interceptions like a game. Jalen Hurts has like 27 touchdown passes and 30 interceptions.
Hey, sound like my dude.
like 5 games into the season. So I'm playing Dallas, and again, dude, like I throw 2 interceptions in a row, but Dak Prescott throws 2 pick sixes in a row, so we're still in the game. But at the end, I'm up by like. It was one of those games where it was like rainy and super windy, so I'm missing like every PAT, but the computer's nailing all their PATs obviously. So the score is weird, and I'm down by like 3 points, and I miss a 2-point conversion, so that makes me down by like 4 points.
Yeah, there's a lot of gripes about it. I've been watching some videos on it.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
But like I said, the passing icon is just it's
kind of weird.
I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Kind of weird. Yeah, so there's like 20 seconds left in the game or something, and my defense scoops and scores, so we're winning. And then there's like 15 seconds left in the game, and like I could just kneel it out, but I don't like to do that.
Me neither.
Well, so I like to run a read option, and then every once in a while I bust it for like a final touchdown, and I'm like, yeah, fuck you, computer. So I run the read option, and Jalen Hurts fumbles it, and then Dallas scoops and scores, and then I lose. And by the yeah, there's 0 seconds left. I could have just knelt the game, and yeah, and that's why I was just like, fuck. I shut it. But yeah, that. I don't even remember why we started talking about that. But I lost that Madden bad. But that Rutgers game was kind of crazy because it felt like it was like Rutgers was doing a Nebraska, you know? Like I was watching that game and I was like, oh man, that's some Nebraska mistake. Like the guy that slammed the dude out of bounds and they got that 15-yard penalty.
Idiot.
I was like, they just lost the game because of that.
That lost the game,
Idiot.
right? That got me hyped, right?
And
there.
I was like, that's some Nebraska shit.
Hold
like
up, let's talk about Grant
how
knocking old boy out on the goddamn sideline.
I'm kind of actually like that got me going, obviously at the time,
man.
but I'm kind of conflicted about it because I think that dude let up because he didn't want to hit him out of bounds because if he hits him out of bounds, it's a 15-yard penalty, right? So the dude just like stopped and stood like straight up and he got knocked out for it.
Were they out of bounds?
He would have been. He thought Grant was gonna go out of bounds.
Okay,
so he let up because when you're playing defense, if you hit the offensive player like slightly the wrong way, it's a 15-yard penalty.
Or he was trying to let up, just like, especially when you playing ball,
Yeah.
you know when you took a bad angle.
Yeah.
You just know.
Mhm.
You either
Yeah. So I don't know.
You either nut up on it or you try to let up on it and hope he sees you letting up. But not everybody's coached that way. Some people are taught to what do they tell you? They used to run through the guy, especially as a running back. That shit's so much in your. You gotta run through the guy.
That's true, but like when people are talking about the targeting rule and stuff, they're talking about like all these rules that protect the offensive player, make the defensive player too scared to actually play football. So I think sometimes because like Grant knocking that guy out was sweet, but he was basically a defenseless player. You know, like if the
I'll have to go back and look at it again.
You know, like if the Rutgers dude is on offense and Grant,
because they're not gonna replay a play like that.
Right.
They don't do that anymore.
Well, yeah, and they don't call it on the offense, but like if the if the Rutgers guy was on offense and Grant was on defense, they probably would have reviewed that for targeting.
It definitely would have been different.
Yeah.
I don't
so
know.
on the one hand, like it got me going and I'm juiced, and like I feel like that play was like that's when I was like, okay, we're gonna win this game. Like I was kind of worried. I think it was still 13-0 at that point. And I was kind of worried. I was like, we're fucking this game up. We're going to lose. And then he did that.
Yeah, because they scored on that particular
Well, yeah, and
drive,
it felt like the entire mood just changed.
Yeah,
I was like,
did.
okay, we got it.
Yeah, that got, yeah.
We're in control. We're in control. And like listening to Casey Thompson's post game, like he's just, the confidence just oozes out of him.
Oh,
like,
he plays that way.
Like the shit he says, he's like they didn't score on this drive, but the reporter was like, oh, when did you guys feel like you were going to win the game? And he was like, oh, it was the last drive before the half, and they didn't even score any points in the half. But he was like, yeah, we moved the ball pretty good, and then we knew that we were going to be all right,
which they did. And
then yeah, they came out and they were fine. So yeah, there's a level of confidence in them that they just haven't had.
And that's like I
before.
said, that's where your coaching comes from. Mm-hmm. That's where your coaches.
I mean, that's the difference, dude. These are the same kids that are on Scott's team, and I'm not convinced that the teams that played Georgia Southern
with a couple freshmen in there, man, that are in there impacting the fucking game.
Yeah, Herzog, he got torched a couple times early, and then he had that one play where he had the interception.
Yeah, he redeemed himself both times.
He did, but he had that one play where the interception went through his hands, and the guy behind him caught it. But he's a freshman. Yeah, so I mean that'll get better. I'm pretty excited.
And me, if I'm a coach,
for him to get some more experience.
I mean, not that most coaches coach, with whatever seniors first and junior, some coaches do that shit. I don't give a fuck if they're 6 freshmen. Mm-hmm. If they can fucking ball, y'all out there.
Well, and I would honestly, even if there's a talent discrepancy, like I would rather have a couple freshmen out there that are going to play real hard than
might fuck up a couple times
than a senior that's going to like let up on because that scramble that the Oklahoma quarterback had, the 5 or 6 dudes just gave up on that. And I would rather have a freshman in that's not going to give up.
Go balls to the wall.
Yeah. And I mean that's what Herzog was doing. Like he was going for an interception.
That was ball to the wall,
and he almost got it. And I don't you don't want the kids to be afraid of making a mistake like that. Like
that's pushing your body.
It's kind of like a Trayvon Diggs thing,
Yeah,
he's like he gets torched quite a bit, but he also gets a bunch of interceptions.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it kind of evens out, man. Like I wouldn't mind having players.
Kind of just goes with that position.
Players
too,
like
though.
that, yeah. Like
I mean,
it's high
unless
risk.
you're fucking
high risk, especially 1-on-1 on a way more experienced receiver.
Unless you're fucking Deion Sanders, which me and another homie of mine was talking about today, and in all of sports, everybody, of course, knows Michael Jordan, but a lot of people don't know the greats in baseball and track and field and whatever. So the argument was not the argument, but the debate was who is the most dominant, entertaining, influential athlete in all of sports. I say Deion Sanders.
Shaq.
You say Shaq? Good one. Damn. Ooh, I don't even think anybody mentioned Shaq. Yeah, Shaq can't go nowhere.
It's Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq can't go nowhere. Ooh, that's damn. Yeah. Nobody even mentioned
Nobody
Shaq.
mentioned Shaq.
Nobody mentioned Shaq.
Shaq was the first one I thought of, dude.
Fuck. Shaq can't go nowhere.
And you can't even you can't watch a single commercial break without seeing a Shaq commercial. He's selling printers. He's selling the general car insurance. He's selling deodorant.
I mean, we can't say dominant and not spell it in all caps when we talk about Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq.
We just can't.
Yeah, so whoever you were having that conversation with, go back, see what they think about Shaq.
Well, we got a lot of Michael Jordans. We got some Arthur.
Well, I don't think Michael Jordan is that. I mean, besides like his shoes. But as far as
that's it.
As from like a cultural perspective, I don't know that Michael Jordan was that.
He was never.
But
that.
Shaq's like
I wouldn't say he wasn't. Mike was definitely he was for the culture, but
I feel like you could take a kid, right, and show them a picture of Michael Jordan and show them a picture of Shaq.
Oh, Shaq!
And they're probably gonna know who Shaq is because Shaq goes like viral on the internet. He's on TV all the time still.
Shaq all day.
Yeah.
Damn.
So from like
I'm surprised nobody says Shaq.
From like just like a celebrity, like household standpoint. I think Shaq's pretty good. Shaq's been doing movies.
He's definitely got to go on the list.
Yeah.
I said Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders is good. I just don't know that a lot of people would know if they saw him, you know? Unless you know football.
Baseball.
You know, like, I don't know.
You got to remember that baseball side.
Right. Like, I don't know anything about basketball, but I know Shaq. And I only know about Deion Sanders because I pay attention to, like, the only reason I know what he looks like probably.
Okay,
at this
Shaq
point
for
in
you,
time
because there's even.
Is because I look at news articles about Jackson State and shit.
Okay, my three guys were Deion Sanders, Wilt Chamberlain, and Magic Johnson.
Shaq.
Jordan wasn't even on mine.
Shaq beats all of them, I think. If you're talking just overall influence, because Wilt Chamberlain, I know nothing about him. Don't know.
That's just because I'm a.
Don't know what team he played for. Don't know if he's a white dude or a black dude. Honestly,
Wilt Chamberlain is probably the most dominant athlete ever, hands down.
Yeah,
even way more. Dominant.
I can't tell you.
I'll put it to you like this: Wilt Chamberlain averaged 60 points a game one season, right?
It's pretty
good.
So
everybody said Wilt don't pass the ball. He's a ball hog. So you know what he did the next year? Dropped his point level a little bit. 50 points a game, 25 assists a game. Shaq never ever. Now seeing Shaq's presence,
that's just only taking sports into it, like the actual playing basketball into account, you know.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
Yeah,
I don't look at Shaq within the commercials. I look at it from
a
peer sports point of view.
Yeah, so from that perspective,
there's
for
plenty
sure,
probably
sounds like a good pick. But I think Shaq, dude. I do, because he's pretty good. He's pretty good at basketball. He's a pretty good broadcaster. He's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
He's still, like, the youth still likes him. Like, he's, like, timelessly famous. Like, he's going to be an old man and be still cool.
Yeah, I still say Deion over Shaq. Just because everything Shaq did, Deion did it. Deion went. I don't think he went platinum, but Deion went gold too. Deion did had an album, couple albums. Mm-hmm. You know,
and he's just so entertaining.
Deion had the shoes. Deion was a double sport athlete that he dominated. Mm-hmm. He wasn't okay in baseball. He was good. Take the helicopter, fly into the goddamn parking lot of the football game, and fucking do his thing there.
Mm-hmm. Deion, he's a good one too.
I don't even know if I really said Jordan.
I would say that Deion maybe Deion would beat Shaq there.
Yeah,
in that argument, I think Deion maybe would beat Shaq.
It would definitely be neck and neck.
Yeah, I would probably, if I wasn't trying to pick the one that most people would pick, I'd probably say Deion. If I was trying to pick the one that I think most people would pick, I would say Shaq. But Deion, I think he's really entertaining. And the only reason I know he's entertaining is because I watch his press conferences from Jackson State.
Oh yeah, he's a motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Watch some earlier. I can't remember the name of his album, but he did it with MC Hammer.
That's awesome.
They did a couple songs together.
I didn't even know that.
Must be the money. I think that was the name of it. Must be the money. Yeah, but he had albums.
Okay.
Did pretty well. He wasn't singing. He was more rapping.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Pretty much out of time, but let us know in the comments or on our Instagram or in our email or whatever. What was the criteria? The most influential,
most dominant
athlete
in all of sports.
From
soccer to cricket.
But with the dominant performance and cultural impact. We're talking.
Cultural impact, influence.
Yeah. But also had to be good at their sport.
But see, influence, as far as influence goes, we didn't have the European players. Had not the 92 Olympics happened, we wouldn't have those European guys. So there we can throw Jordan. See, that's what's just so dope about sports, man. All those arguments matter.
Yeah.
Everybody's arguments matter.
Yeah, so let us know what you think. I think Shaq is a pretty good pick. Deion's a good pick too. Coach Prime Time.
1A, 1B.
That's pretty good too. All right. Well, other than that, hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, we won't be mad next week after this Purdue game.
I think
it'd be pretty
dub,
cool.
dog.
It'd be pretty cool to win that one, man.
It's a dub, dog.
Purdue's supposed to be pretty good. If we can go in and pull an upset, I think we're like 11 or 12 point dogs right now.
I like that. I'll take
So
that.
yeah, we're 2-score underdogs. It'll be interesting to see how they go into a game as underdogs on the road. We got that Rutgers game. I feel like maybe almost went sideways because it was their first road game. Got some of the jitters.
Somewhat hostile environment.
I think Purdue's gonna be jumping. That place is gonna be full probably.
Hey man, do you not feel like they kind of wore those black shirts and did the
That's kinda
announcers?
fucked up, right?
You felt that shit? Like,
Yeah.
are they talking shit?
Feels kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, man. I sense that.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking 2 second halves. You know what I think? I think they should give out the black shirts this week
Oh yeah, they definitely
and like really get the kids juiced up
Yeah,
for this
they
Purdue
now,
game because like this is. I think
maybe they will.
I think this will be a good time to give the
maybe
black
they will.
shirts out and like
maybe they will.
really make them earn them.
Maybe they will.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we're out of time, but hopefully we'll be happy. Everything will be peachy because Nebraska will be legit first place in the Big Ten West. Legit knocking on the door of actually maybe that'd be so crazy, dude. To go from like 3 weeks ago, I thought this season was completely lost. And there was no point in even watching. Like, how do they keep? I don't know how they keep doing this to me, man. Like, I always get so like, it's over. There's no point even watching, and then they just keep squeaking by, just barely, and I get more and more excited. But I think honestly, I think we're gonna lose.
It's gonna get greater later, man.
I think we're gonna lose to Purdue.
You think?
Yeah.
They like
I
to
do.
play us. They do like to.
They're
play
really
us.
good, and I don't know. I like that Herzog kid, that freshman. But Purdue's gonna be throwing the ball all over the place.
If there's any rivalries in the Big Ten with us, it's definitely not Iowa. We're like 1,000,006 with them motherfuckers. So shut the fuck up. It would be probably Northwestern and Purdue.
Northwestern's good.
We've been having some fucking.
I kind of have beef with Minnesota personally.
Yeah, they have been murking.
I'm tired of losing to Minnesota, and I think their coach is like, he just bugs me, man.
Yeah, he don't like us.
He just seems fake, you know. He
Yeah,
seems
I
like
like
fake happy, like he's forcing it so hard, like what do you got to hide, man? Like he's such a he's like
You know,
he's
on that A1 Yola.
he's like suspiciously nice. Like I'm gonna accidentally buy something from him. Like he's gonna accidentally talk me into buying his
Showing me your chiclets all
buying
the
his
time.
car.
Fucker.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, bye. See you guys next week.